All right, everybody, welcome back to Tech News Now for another deep dive, and you are not going to believe this one.
Oh, this is a big one.
This is huge. Meta's coming out with a new video editing app, and,
Well, is it really new, though?
yeah, it's brand new, like just announced.
Yeah.
But it's kind of suspicious, don't you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, the timing is interesting, isn't it?
Okay, so like anyone knows about the CapCut ban, right?
Right, from Apple and Google's app stores.
Exactly. And it's like, poof, gone.
Yeah, all because of its connection with TikTok.
Which also got banned in some places, so
Lots of drama.
yeah. So enter Meta stage left with this new app called Edits.
Edits, huh?
Yeah, Edits, like you're editing a video. Get it?
Clever.
So Adam Mosseri, the head honcho over at Instagram, he's been dropping some hints.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, first of all, it's going to be iOS only at first.
Ah, the classic Apple first strategy.
Right, but don't worry, Android users, they're promising an Android version is in the works.
Okay, good, because so no one's left out.
Exactly, and here's the thing. They're really pushing this as a pro-level app.
Oh, so they're going after the big dogs, huh?
Yeah, they're saying they're working directly with creators to make sure it's got all the bells and whistles.
Well, that's interesting because Meta's been known to capitalize on situations like this before, haven't they?
Oh yeah, big time. Tell me more.
Well, think back to 2020. TikTok gets banned in India, and boom, Instagram Reels just explodes over there.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then there was the whole Threads thing too.
Yeah, when all that craziness was happening with, what's it called now?
X.
Yeah, X, formerly known as Twitter. And suddenly, Threads pops up.
Like they were just waiting in the wings, weren't they?
It does kind of seem like they're always watching and waiting for the perfect moment to swoop in, doesn't it?
It's kind of brilliant if you think about it.
It is kind of like a digital vulture strategy, isn't it? Like they're circling overhead, and when something goes down, boom, they're there.
But in a good way.
In a business-savvy way, I guess you could say.
So the big question is Edits just going to be like a Band-Aid for creators who are missing CapCut?
Or is it going to be like the next big thing?
Right, like will it actually stick around?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
So let's dig into what we know about this Edits thing.
All right, let's do it.
So first off, they're talking about this inspiration tab.
Ooh, that sounds intriguing. Like, what kind of inspiration are we talking here?
I know, right? Like, is it going to be like tutorials or like trendy templates?
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I'm kind of picturing like mood boards and stuff, like to get those creative juices flowing.
Yeah, I could see that. And then there's this whole idea management feature.
Okay, that sounds useful, like keeping all your video ideas organized.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it is. You get a million ideas and then you're like, where did I write that down?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So this could be like a game changer for organization.
And then, of course, they're boasting about this high-quality camera.
Oh, you gotta have good footage, right?
I mean, I'm finally going to be able to film my cat in 4K.
Oh, the Oscar-worthy cat videos we've all been waiting for.
Right. And then get this, you can share drafts with your friends.
Oh, that's cool, like for collaboration.
Yeah, so you can get feedback or like work on a project together.
Which makes sense, with so much content creation being collaborative these days.
Totally. Okay, so Edits sounds pretty impressive.
It does sound pretty slick, I gotta say.
But how is this all going to play out in the long run for creators?
That's the big question, right? Like, what's the impact going to be?
Yeah, is this going to be a good thing or a bad thing?
It's hard to say, but even if CapCut comes back, this whole situation might have already shaken things up.
Yeah, like people might have already jumped ship.
And that's a big opportunity for Edits to swoop in and,
take over the world.
become the go-to video editing app.
All right, so Edits could be Meta's ticket to dominating yet another corner of the digital world.
But here's a thought.
Hit me.
Does this whole like rapid response app development thing, them just like popping up with new apps all the time, does that actually stifle competition in the long run?
Oh, that's a good point.
Well,
Like, are we going to end up with just a handful of mega apps controlling everything?
Right. And what does that mean for innovation and creativity?
That's something to think about.
It is, isn't it?
So as you're playing around with Edits and making your awesome videos,
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be diving even deeper into the Edit saga right here on Tech News Now. Okay, so Meta is known for, shall we say, drawing inspiration from other apps? But Edit seems like it could be more than a copycat. What makes this one different?
It's interesting you say that because from what we're seeing, Meta seems to be playing a clever game here. They're taking what worked with CapCut, that simplicity and user-friendliness, and then layering in more advanced features. Think of it like this. They want to appeal to the newbie who just wants to make a fun video for their friends, Andy the pro who's editing a whole documentary.
So Edits wants to be the one-size-fits-all video editing app, the ultimate Swiss Army knife of content creation. But you know what they say about trying to be everything to everyone.
Right, you end up being nothing to no one. But Meta has some serious advantages here. First off, they've already got millions and millions of users on Facebook and Instagram. That's a built-in audience right there, just waiting to be tapped into.
That's true. But just because you're hanging out on Instagram doesn't mean you're going to automatically download every app Meta throws at you. What else have they got up their sleeve?
Well, Meta's got those deep pockets, and they're not afraid to spend them. They're pouring resources into AI and machine learning, which could lead to some really cool features that set edits apart. Imagine things like automatic video enhancement, making your footage look amazing with just a few taps, or intelligent content suggestions. The app basically becoming your co-pilot in the creative process.
So Edits is like the valedictorian who also happens to be captain of the football team. Brains and brawn all in one. But let's be real, technology can only take you so far. What about the human element?
That's actually another area where Meta is being strategic.
Yeah.
They're working directly with creators, getting their feedback on edits, and using that to shape the development of the app. It's like having a bunch of expert consultants on your team telling you exactly what they need and want.
That makes sense. They're basically tapping into the collective wisdom of the creator community. Plus, getting creators involved early on is a brilliant marketing move. It generates buzz, builds anticipation, and gets everyone talking.
Exactly. And in the fast-paced world of social media, buzz is currency. It's what separates a fleeting fad from a long-lasting phenomenon. Edits is definitely off to a strong start on that front.
So Edits has got the potential, the resources, and the buzz, but can it really dethrone the giants of the video editing world? We'll find out as we continue our deep dive right here on Tech News Now. All right, so welcome back to Tech News Now, and we are like knee-deep in this Edits app from Meta.
Yeah, this whole thing is fascinating right
Totally, and we've talked about like Meta's game plan, the other features, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But Edits isn't exactly walking into an empty room here, right?
Definitely not. I mean, there are some serious contenders already out there in the video editing world.
So who are we talking about here? Who's going to give Edits a run for its money?
Well, for starters, there's the possibility of CapCut making a comeback.
Oh, yeah, true.
And that's a big one. I
Right.
mean, they still have a ton of fans.
Totally. Then you've got the old guard,
The classics.
yeah, like Adobe Premiere Rush.
InShot KineMaster.
These are the apps that have been around forever,
They've got the experience. They've got loyal users.
and they're not afraid to innovate.
Right. It's like a battle of the titans.
Seriously. It's like a digital Hunger Games for video editing apps.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
But you know what? Competition's a good thing.
It is. It keeps everyone on their toes.
And when companies have to fight for our attention,
We win.
right, we get better features, more choices.
More innovation.
Exactly. So looking ahead, what do you think this means for the future of video editing?
Is this the beginning of the end?
Oh, like is one app going to rise up and crush all the others?
Yeah, or are we going to see a bunch of different apps that are all specialized?
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Like a whole ecosystem of video editing apps.
Yeah, maybe one app is like the king of quick social media edits.
And another one's like the Spielberg of professional filmmaking.
It's hard to say for sure, but
It's going to be fun to watch.
it is. It's going to be really interesting to see how it all shakes out.
Well, folks, there you have it. Another deep dive into the wild world of tech.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us here on Tech News Now. And be sure to tune in next time for more breaking news analysis.
And thought-provoking discussions.
And remember, in the tech world,
anything's possible.
stay curious.